Hello viewers, I am Gaurav Atri, Assistant Professor from the Department of Commerce, and today we will be talking about job description. In our previous lecture, we have already discussed about job analysis, and the very next step after job analysis is to have a job description. So let's proceed with job description. So in today's lecture, we will be talking about the introduction and meaning of job description, definition, contents, characteristics of job description, its uses and need, advantages and limitations, components in a job description, most importantly guidelines for writing an effective job description, and difference between job description and job specification. So dear all, let's talk about job description. In our previous videos, we have already discussed about job analysis, and the two byproducts of job analysis are job description and job specification. You can learn more about job analysis in the previous videos on our YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about job description. So, an essential part of job analysis is the creation of job description. A job description is a list of tasks, duties and responsibilities that a job entails. That means while doing a particular job or in performing a job, what tasks, duties and responsibilities a person is supposed to do is described in a process which is called as positional description, or you can also call them as the job description. Like for an example, a photographer, his job requires to hold a photograph or a camera, and as per the job description, it is essential to know that whether he knows photography tricks, he is capable of handling a camera or not. So that is a part of his job description. So you can say that job description includes the job title, a brief description of the task, duties and responsibilities, and a list of the essential duties with detailed specification of the task involved in carrying out each duty. So what all things a person is supposed to do. Like in previous examples, I have told you about a nurse or an accountant, that he is supposed to do certain tasks, he is supposed to perform certain duties which should be properly described. Like for an example, an accountant is required to do his job on tally or a particular software. So it is an essential need for his job which should be properly described. So it is a list, it is the description that what all duties, responsibilities, tasks he is supposed to do in this particular assignment, or you can say that particular post. All job descriptions within an organization should follow the same format. That means all the jobs which you are going to describe, which you are going to inform in your job organization should be properly described in the same format, so that others who are going to be associated with the position should be properly aware about what task a person is supposed to do, what are his essentials, and what should be described in that particular post. Let's understand the meaning of job description. So, job description and job specifications are prepared on the basis of the data collected through job analysis. As I told you that these are the byproducts of your job analysis process, on the basis of which you will be having recruitment, you will be designing a particular job, you will be appointing persons, you will be announcing the vacancies in your company, in your organization. So job specifications and description are basically going to be decided on the basis of the job analysis, whereby job description or position description is a functional description of contents of a job. It is the description of duties, responsibilities and activities to be performed, equipments required, working conditions, hazards of the job, relationship of job with other jobs. So how you are interconnected with that particular job, what all things are required in that particular position. Like I told you about the cameraman, like I told you about the nurse. So what are they supposed to do? That is going to be your job description. It is the written record of actual and factual contents of the job. So what a person is expected to do and what he is going to do is going to be described in this, and in what particular category, because it is a hierarchical based function whereby you will be proceeded with other tasks also. So it should be properly described. Then it tells us how and why a job is to be done, what is to be done, and the main objective is to differentiate one job from another job. So how the job of a junior accountant is going to be different from the senior accountant or accounts manager is going to be described over here. Then in a job description should tell what is to be done, how it is to be done, and why it is to be done. It describes the contents of a particular job. So how you are going to be concerned about that particular job is going to be described in your job description. Now let's understand the definition of job description. Job description is the immediate product of job analysis process. The job analyst prepares a statement of facts in prescribed blank called as job description. Blank contains the findings of the job analysis in descriptive manner and constitutes a record of existing and pertinent of job facts. So you are going to have a proper noting down a listing that what is the title, what is a job, then what task a person is supposed to do, and what all things are required in that particular task or the assignment allotted under that particular job. So job description is basically a simple description but a detailed manner with the factuals, with the quantitative and qualitative information about the job that is expected from a person. So moving further, let's discuss few of the definitions given by eminent scholars. Among this, one of the famous definition given by Filippo is a job description is an organized, factual statement of duties and responsibilities of a specific job. So as per Filippo and various other scholars, as you can see on the screen, they describe that job analysis is basically a proper statement, a factual and actual description of the job which a person is expected to do on that particular post. So to sum up, job description is a document disclosed what, how and why is to be done. It classifies the job into various sub-jobs and analyzes the nature and each such sub-jobs. So what a person is supposed to do and under that what all other things that he is expected to perform. So as you understand that job description is having the detailed information of the jobs which a person is supposed to do. So let's understand what are the contents of this statement, or you can say the job analysis. The first thing that you are going to have in job description is job identification. You need to identify that what is the job, what a person is expected to do. Second thing, as per the identification or the job analysis, you are going to describe a summarized format of a particular post. It may be an accountant, a nurse, or a clerk who is going to do, or even a CEO or an HR manager. So what is his duties and what he is going to be performing. So duties to be performed by a person like a media manager. Is he required to have promotional things or news, or he is going to handle the camera also? So what all things is expected to be done by him. Then extent of supervision given and received by a particular person. So what all things he can do and what are his limitations, up to what extent he can approach for his working. Then machines, tools and equipments that a person is expected to use. Like nowadays we have many softwares, we have various other tools, AI based and various other gadgets that are required to be done. So what a person is supposed to do on that particular post using those softwares, gadgets, tools or equipments. Then working conditions, whether the job is going to be back office or field job, or what conditions he is going to attain in working for that particular post. Then relation to other jobs, the interdisciplinary approach, what all things he is expected and how his job is going to be associated with other posts, other jobs in the organization. Then organizational relationships for that particular post, that in the hierarchy where that particular post lies, whether it is going to be top management, middle management or at a lower level. Then hazards involved, all the dangers, all the hazards that are going to be involved in that particular job, the risk that a person needs to face should be properly described, then only he should be offered a job and it should be properly promoted. Then method of payments, the most important thing, salary, your pay, whether it is going to be a daily wage employment, whether it is going to be monthly or it is a contractual pay. So that is also needs to be described. Then training and promotion. It is required that what type of training a person is supposed to do, what things he is going to be doing, and what type of skills he requires to do, and when he will be getting promotions on that particular basis. Then required qualification of the workers and the comments, if any required, for that particular post, any remark or any other condition which needs to be mentioned. So all these makes it to a job description. These are the basic contents that are required to be incorporated while describing a job. Now let's quickly talk about the characteristics of job description, whereby the very first characteristic is to have a proper title of your job description. You just cannot have a vague title or a common title for anything. If it is going to be a title like an assistant professor or an associate professor or an accounts manager or a nurse or a clerk, so it should be properly described that what is going to be. Like you would have heard about management trainees, you would have heard about various other profiles like interns. So you should be describing whether it is a trainee or it is an intern. Then comprehensive job summary should also be accompanied with it. Like if I am writing it as a trainee or it is an intern or a accounts manager, so you should be properly describing that what do we mean by that particular, because nowadays terms are used like in common style. We for every person we call him like a manager, sales manager, manager, it is going to be a personal manager. So manager is becoming a common term. So you should be properly defining that what you expect out of a manager. Then completeness, it should be proper, it should be complete, it should be in totality. You should engage all type of information over there related with the job, any other cross information that is supposed to do. So all these information should be incorporated. Then elasticity, whether you are going to be flexible with these job descriptions and how much elasticity is there while coming with the jobs. So you need to describe that how much things can be taken up, how much you are going to be restricted with this, and how much flexibility is there on that particular post. Then other characteristics, if any other important thing is required in that particular job that may be related with risk, hazard, or like nowadays it is coming now, everyone needs to have vaccine. So that is also a basic description that you need to at least have single dose, double dose of the vaccine, or a person should be immune. So all these other characteristics, if required on that particular post, it should be properly mentioned in your job description. So after understanding the characteristics of job description, let's understand why do we need a job description. What is the requirement for an organization? As told that it is going to be defining what a person is going to be doing, what is expected to be done on that particular post or a job. So it helps in grading and classification of job, because you have various people working in an organization at different levels in different verticals. So you need to have a proper grading and classification of these posts. Then it helps in placement and orientation of a worker. So there may be a senior person, junior person, you need to properly orient them, you need to properly describe that what he is going to do and what is expected. So that can be done with the help of job description, especially for the new employees, because they are not aware about your organization and your working. Then it helps in promotion and transfer of the employees, because a person will be quite aware that what he is expected to do and what he is not supposed to do. So with the help of this job description, it will boost his morale, his enthusiasm, and he will be getting good promotions and transfers. Then it helps in developing standards and counseling of the employees. So employees will be properly understanding the things, they will be properly organizing the things, and it will lead them to develop a good sense of understanding for their post. Then it helps in defining and outlining the career path. It should be properly organized. A person should understand that what he is expected to do and where he should be reaching himself. So he will be designing his own career path with the help of this job description, whether he suits for that job, he should excel in that, or he should approach towards the advanced levels. Then it helps in work management and work improvement. So a person, once he will be aware that what is going to be expected, the job description is going to tell that whether he should do this or not. So he will be able to excel himself, he will be able to manage the work properly, and he should be moving forward with the job. Then It helps in health and fatigue also. So many a times you get pressure for the jobs, you are not able to cope up with the assignments that is been allotted, you are not happy, you are into the pressure for that particular job, and it creates a fatigue for a particular person. So with the help of this study, you can clearly define that whether it is going to have a positive impact or a negative impact, what type of risk, what type of pressures, what type of other phenomena is going to create in this job. Then it helps in vocational guidance of the employees. Very many a time you need certain types of vocational guidances also while doing a job. So you can say a hand is there for support. With the help of job description, with the manual, you can understand that what and how I am going to I am supposed to do these things. Then it helps in avoiding accidents. Yeah, obviously, because you have already listed down, as seen in the previous slides, you have already listed down the hazards, the risk that is going to be involved. So a person is going to take the precautions well in advance. Then it helps in grievance procedure also of the employee. No confusion is going to be there. A person will not be having any type of doubts that it is going to be done or not. So it will automatically reduce the chances of grievances. It will automatically lead a person to develop a sense of understanding for his job. Here is a list of uses of job description. There are many uses of job description. Rather, I should say job description is used in every sphere of the job, while recruitment, while designing the job, while understanding that what a person is required to do. So here is a list of uses of job description. Let's talk about the main or important uses of job description. It helps in grading and classification. It establishes a common understanding between job and employer-employee. So a sound relation will be developed between both the parties. Then it is going to define the limits of the authority, because a person will be specifically knowing what he is supposed to do and what he is not supposed to do. It will properly make you understand your limits and your power. Then indicates the case of personal merit. So how a person should be promoted, transfers, and all these benefits will be allowed. Then providing performance indicators also. A person is going to be expected to achieve these scale, these things. So it will automatically boost his performance. So it will work like a performance appraisal also. With so many uses of job description, here are few advantages of job description also, whereby, as I said, it is very helpful in recruitment and selection, because even the recruiter, the manager, and even the person who is going to be a job seeker will be aware about that what is going to be expected from him. So with the help of job description, you will be able to recruit and select a person, or rather I should say even reject a person on those parameters. Then it will help you out to give training and development programs also for a person in the post. Then transfers, promotions, and even demotions can be done because of this job description. Reduces frustration among workers to a great extent, because they will be able to understand that what they are expected to and what they are not expected to do. Then reduces grievances, as I said just now, that because you will be clear with your approach, because you will be clear with your things that are expected from you, so grievances, the chance of dissatisfaction, disagreement will be lower, and it will reduce the conditions of grievances also in an organization. Then helps in giving directions to newly recruited person. It will be easy to induct the newly recruited person, because in the first step only they would have been reading about that what is the job in the job description. So it will be easy to induct them over here when once they will be recruited, they will be selected. Then helps in determining wages and allowances. So what pay you should be giving, how should be the salaries, wages, and all these things should be decided. That can be easily done by comparing the job description on two posts or two levels. Then helps in matching the workers with the job. So whether a person is suitable for a work that is expected from him or not. So that can be done with the help of job description. With so many uses and advantages, there has always been a debate among the managers, among the scholars regarding the job description. Is it actually required also? Because there are certain limitations also in job description. The very first limitation is that it may be written vaguely, without specific terms, will not be provide any guidance, because if a person has written a vague statement or a vague approach, this entire job description is going to be a waste. Then sometimes they are not updated when job duties and specifications change. So if you are changing a particular post, a job, or there are some amendments coming, some modernization is coming, they may not be incorporated in this particular job description. So that also limits the job description and the entire process goes waste. Then including a specification not related with job may violate the law also. So you need to describe everything as per the law, as per the policies of the organization, as per the Labor Act and various other guidelines mentioned. But many times they are not mentioned properly, and to say it over here, it may not even be described properly just to hide the company's policy. So that is also a major limitation, and it is a negative approach also by a person in an organization. So that should not be done. Then many times job description tends to limit the scope of the activities. So if you are limiting a particular activity, a person is just deciding that this is being described in my job description and I won't be going out of it. So that is also a negative approach. A person should always try out of the box approach. So these are the key limitations of the job descriptions. Moving forward, we have the components of job description, whereby in a job description, you should be properly having the roles and responsibilities of that particular job. We have already talked about the contents of the job description. So you need to have a proper components in this job description profile. With the title, you should be properly defining the roles and responsibilities. Then goals of the organization as well as the goals to be achieved should also be described. Then qualification in terms of education and work, his basic academic qualification, his essential skills that is required should also be properly listed over here. Then skill set like leadership, team manager, time management, communication and other types of information should also be incorporated while describing the job description. Then salary range of the job are mentioned in the job description. You also mention what salary, what pay is going to be there in this job description. So it helps a person to understand and make an approach for that particular post. So let's talk about the guidelines for a good job description. While framing the job description, you should mention all these information, in which the most important thing is to have the proper nature of the job and the scope of the work, making it more realistic and working it in a right direction. It should be concise, it should not have any other unwanted information. You should avoid the statements of opinion like it is a risky job or something like that. Let the information be understood by the person. You should just tell the facts about that particular job. Then explaining all the responsibilities required to be done in that particular job, defining the degree of supervision that is required in that job, and last not least, using specific and explicit words to represent the kind of work, the extent of authority, the responsibilities that a person is required to do. So your job and description is going to be more specific and clear for the reader, for the person who is going to approach towards the company while the recruitment process. After understanding the characteristics, components, advantages, you must be thinking that this particular job description is a statement whereby you are going to have the entire description related with the post, like academic qualifications, essentials. But no, it's not like this. There are two parts of job analysis, the two byproducts of job analysis, as I said in the starting. Number one is job description and the other one is job specification, whereby in job description you are going to describe everything related with the job. That means the title of the job, responsibilities, duties allocated, how a person is supposed to do, what all requirements are there for a job, skills and other things related with the job. But when we are talking about the job specification, this is from a person-oriented approach. That means what skills a person is required, whether he should be an M.Com graduate, whether he should be a science person, or whether he should be having the skills related with this. So over here we are going to describe the job, and over here in job specification, if I compare with job description, it is going to specify, it is going to describe about the person and the skills that a person is supposed to have for that particular job. So what he is going to do is described here, and how and with what experience, training, qualification he is going to do is going to be described in the job specifications. So that's all for today from job description and job specification. Thank you all.